All right. Okay, you guys, we're recording and we should be live. Let me know if you cannot hear me because I'm using my earbuds. So, sometimes we have some technical difficulties, but I am going to press on. Hey guys, my name is Lisa and it's Wellness Wednesday. So, we're going to talk about something that should be on everybody's hearts and minds right now, and that is school, back to school. So my son starts college next week. I cannot believe it. And then my daughter starts sixth grade tomorrow. So she is very excited and eager to get started. So we are going to talk about immune system. So what you're probably going to find is that a lot of people are going to start school for a few days and then they come home and they are sick because they have come in contact with lots of cooties from all their classmates and everything. So we are going to try and help that. Of course, if you're not already helping your immune system right now, which is in your gut, then we're going to help you know everything that you need to know about being healthy for the remainder of the year and forever, right? So we're going to get started. Okay. So I do have some products that I want to share, but you guys, I have some practical tips that you may not have even thought about for boosting your immune system, not only for your kids, but for you as parents and for teachers. God bless teachers. God bless teachers. Can I just say that for all the reasons? God bless teachers. And so teachers need a strong immune system as well because they're coming in contact with all kinds of cooties too. So let's keep everybody healthy and well. And let's talk about some practical tips. The first thing I'm going to talk about is nutrition. That may seem simple, but can I just give you some encouragement? It may seem difficult because you're rushed and everybody's trying to get out the door in the morning and you're going to practice and you got to pick up the kids and then you got to go, to a game and you have to eat, ballpark food and you don't have time for healthy choices, right? So I'm going to give you some encouragement to help you guys with some small changes that'll help keep your immune system going strong. And also the winter months are coming, the holidays are coming, and so many of us our immune systems get low whenever it gets colder outside and all the treats and the snacks and all the holiday festivities and everything come around. And so, so it's very tempting to want all those snacks. So we're going to talk about that too in just a second. Okay, first of all, please start your kids off with a healthy breakfast. That is so important. It's so easy to just, everybody gets up at the last minute and then everybody just grabs, a Yoo-hoo, or they grab some chocolate milk, it's kind of like a Yoo-hoo, or, they grab, what are those, like fruit cocktails or whatever, and they grab a Pop-Tart. Or that used to be what I used to eat on the way out the door in the morning. Or they just grab something that's really easy, a cinnamon roll or a donut or something. Please, let's make that be the exception and not the norm of every day, because kids especially need healthy fats, healthy carbs, and protein to start their day. We also need that, but kids need that as well to be able to learn better, to have better focus. They're not going to have those blood sugar spikes and crashes in school. Maybe it'll help them not feel like they're so tired during the school day. Also, whenever they come home, what do? They're ravenously hungry and they crash. Sometimes they fall asleep in the car. So let's make sure we start them off with a healthy meal for breakfast. These are really simple. You can Pinterest them, but some simple ideas are going to be like a clean yogurt. Watch for the sugar content in the yogurt. Please stay away from artificial sweeteners in yogurts. They'll say sugar-free yogurt, but then they put artificial stuff in there. No bueno for your gut, your kid's gut. That's where their immune system lives. So please watch out for that. You can have some clean yogurt, some granola. Please watch the sugar content in that, and a banana. You could do eggs and toast, and avocado. You could do overnight oats. You can do a protein smoothie. You guys, this lean, and this is a pretty package, our new packaging. This chocolate lean is so good. We have vanilla too. We also have vegan options as well. This is so good for breakfast in the morning. It takes a minute, 60 seconds to put 2 scoops of that, or 1 scoop if you want for your kids, 2 scoops of this. You're going to put some milk of your choice, some ice, and then throw in a banana. You can throw in some peanut butter or nut butter, some PB5, which is that peanut butter powder. That's also additional protein. This is a great way, and you can just throw it in a cup and drink it on the way to school if you need to, or on the way to work. That is such a good way to start your day. You can also put some oats in there. You can put some berries. You can use that or the vanilla with some berries. Some berries is the best fruit option, just so you know. That is also a great way to get your protein in and get some fruit in. But also the protein balls. Have you seen the recipe going around for the protein balls, the no bake energy bites? And it includes like honey, which honey is so great. Honey, local honey, even better. Local honey is so good for your allergies, for your kids too, but for allergies. And it's great for your immune system. So you can throw some honey in there. It's also a great natural sweetener in with your lean shake. And that is a great way to get the day started. But you're going to put honey and like oats and stuff and like these no bake energy bites. I will try to remember to put the recipe in this live down in the comments in the Healthy Starts Here page. So if I don't and you're wanting it, remind me, just tag me in this and I'll put the recipe down. It's so easy and good. Okay, also you guys, for in the morning, this is such good advice for parents too. Basically everything I'm going to share is going to be for parents and teachers as well, but we do want to make sure, because a lot of times we think, well, I'll just give my kids whatever because they're young and they're active, right? Not so much active with all the electronics and everything, but my kids are young and active and they'll just burn off the calories for all this junk that I'm giving them for breakfast. That's not the case. We're not so worried about burning off the calories, not so worried. However, tons of kids more than ever nowadays are obese. That's a different thing that we'll talk about in a minute, but you have to remember that what they drink has calories as well. So water is a great option for these kiddos, and electrolytes, clean electrolytes. Not only is electrolytes a great way for parents and teachers to start their day instead of caffeine, because caffeine in the morning first thing, it's going to raise your cortisol level. Plus, God knows what we're putting in that coffee, all kinds of sugar laden and artificial sweeteners and stuff, and all this junk that we put in our coffee. Not the best way to start our day. Now, if you want coffee, get some coffee and put it in a lean shake, and you can have an iced or hot mocha in the morning with protein. That's a good way to start the day. But for the kids, a great way to start their day with hydration is clean electrolytes. So where is it? Hydrate. We have Hydrate. We have two flavors. One is lemon lime. This is my favorite, but I also love the blueberry acai, which is, you guys, this is clean electrolytes. This is the best way to start your morning because, and I did a call on this not too long ago about whenever you are starting your morning, you've been fasting for 8, 10, 12 hours. And so the first thing you want to give your body is not caffeine and sugar and bad junk and artificial junk. You want to start with clean hydration, proteins, good carbs, good fats. So that's the best way to start. So electrolytes, you can have a lean shake. And also for the kiddos, my daughter is 11. She starts every day with the Mega Kids microbiome. Think hydration, think gut health, think brain health. This is great for cognitive development, DHA, and all kinds of good stuff in here. You can mix this with water and ice. You can blend it and kind of make a smoothie form if you want. You can add this to the vanilla lean protein shake. So good. It tastes like berries, but you can add fruit to it to make it taste more like a fruit that they like strawberry, or you can add banana to it, or mangoes. My daughter loves mangoes, frozen mangoes in a smoothie. So good. So this is really important. So when you're reaching for that chocolate milk for your kids and the fruit cocktail drinks for the kids, and even the box juices, be really careful, read the ingredients. You don't want to start your kids out on a sugar high and carb high and artificial junk. It's just not good. Once in a while it's different, but every day that's the building block of success. So what we do every day on a consistent basis, that's what's going to get us to our goals, good or bad. So remember that. And if I can give a parent some of the best advice that I can think of for what you're feeding your kids, and not just feeding what you're giving them to drink, if you could cut out the candy and the sugar, that is huge for their immune system. The sodas and the candy, so many kids are walking around with like these Mountain Dews and these like fire hot Cheetos and these powdered donuts walking around for snacks and stuff. So not good for brain development, so not good for sleep, and so not good for your immune system. So make sure that you're thinking about what your kids are drinking as well. And this is something else. Limit, if you can imagine, whenever your kid has done something great, they've made a good grade, or they got this great achievement in sports or whatever it is, if you can think about changing your mindset around rewards for your kids, I have had to recondition myself not to reward my children with food every single time. Oh, you got an A on the test. Let's go get a big huge, you know, cookie, you know, or let's go buy you some cookies. Let's go, you know, let's get you tons of ice cream. Now, like I said, once in a while is okay, but if your kids think that they're going to be rewarded, they're going to do well and get rewarded based on food, especially sugar, you know, filled, artificial, toxic filled food, that's not a good cause and effect mindset for our kids. So maybe you could think about, you did so great. Let's go, like, I mean, for your boys too, I guess you could do it. But hey, for my daughter, she loves a mani-pedi, you know. So, oh, you did so great. I'm so proud of you. Let's celebrate with a manicure pedicure. Let's celebrate with movie night, you know, with the family, or just me and you. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. Let's go do an activity. Let's go buy you a new book. Let's go, you know. So try to think about relating achievements and rewards with non-food, you know, options. That's going to help as they get older too, because as an adult, a lot of times we think, oh, let's celebrate, let's get together with food, you know, let's congregate and let's come together with food. That's just something that, you know, a lot of us Americans just, that's normal for us, right? It's not good for us, but it's normal. Okay, healthy lunch is so important. So you can send your kid with a hydrate to school. They have these stick packs. You can stick them in their lunch. Mega Kids as well, just little stick packs. So you just throw this in there with a bottle of water and they can have that for lunch. They can take this powder from the lean powder, the lean protein powder, and they can mix it up with water. They can mix it up with milk if they want. So super important for healthy lunches. But taking the time as a parent and even as teachers, taking that time to prep a healthy snack or healthy lunch for ourselves is going to help sustain us further during the day. And it's going to help these kiddos have that brain power that they need and that stable sugar balance that they need to get through the day with their test and with the reading and all the things they need to do for school to be successful in school. And also, so provide your kids with healthy snacks and healthy lunches at school. Teachers, you too. Take the extra step. Prepare it the night before if you need to, if that helps. So after school snacks, it's so important to have a healthy after school snack because sometimes the kids may eat the school lunch and they may not like it. So they come home and they're starving. Have healthy snacks for them. Have those no bake energy bites for them. Have some, you know, celery and hummus or cucumbers and hummus. My daughter loves cucumbers and hummus. But don't be afraid to expand their palate. You may think, oh, my 5-year-old would never eat hummus. Well, try it. Try it with different, you know, carrots and different things. You never know. You could even do like pita bread with some hummus or something like that. So just try different things, expand their palate. Your kids and your taste buds can adjust to anything. I promise you. So try it out. And then of course, you guys, moms and dads and teachers, dinner. I know that it is hard when you're on the go to have a healthy dinner, when you're just running around everywhere between 18 different ballparks and all the things. And so try to plan ahead for dinner. If you can throw something in the crock pot, eat a snack while you're out, and then hopefully maybe you can eat when you get home, something healthy in the crock pot, or maybe you made like a lasagna the night before. Again, prep. It's so important to think ahead and let's prep. And when I say lasagna, I mean, you could do a healthy lasagna. You could substitute zucchini for the noodles and, you know, not use as much cheese and make sure that whatever, you know, pasta sauce you're going to use doesn't have a ton of sugar, or you can make your own pasta sauce. So, but planning ahead, you can make it ahead of time and then just warm it up on the nights you have ball games. And I know that's not always practical. My son's 18. He just graduated high school. We have done ball with him since he was 4 years old. So I get that it's inconvenient sometimes, but try to take those extra steps. If you're really going to see the benefits of it over time if that's the norm and not the exception. Okay, so we talked about nutrition and a few supplements. So I'm going to breeze through a few other things because to me, nutrition is the most important. So I want to spend a little bit extra time on that. So the next thing is sleep. People think that I'm nuts, that now my son is 18, he's an adult, he's going to college next week. So we don't really, you know, we don't set a bedtime for him anymore. But of course, please don't be up loud and being crazy, you know, at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning because we're trying to sleep, right? But for your littles, that's who I'm talking about right now. And for parents, we need to stick to a bedtime, even on the weekends, even during the summer. My daughter, who is 11, she needed to go to bed at 9:30 in the summer and on weekends. Now that it's a school night, 8:30. Now that's going to vary depending on your kid, what activities you have going on. When she cheers and so when she has a football game, she obviously not going to get home in time to get to bed by then. But again, staying up later past a bedtime that you guys haven't not even agreed on, but you've set these bedtimes for your kids, that is going to be the exception when you can't get in bed on time. So I always tell my daughter, please respect bedtime, because getting sleep is so vital for their immune system and their cognitive development. It is so important, even in the summer, even on the weekends. So when kids are not well rested, so get this. So this study came out, and I'm sure that you could probably say, yes, I totally agree. But this study came out and it said when kids are not well rested, this can show up as tantrums, whininess, aggressive behavior, or bullying. Isn't that a shame? Now, not all bullies are sleep deprived. Some of them are just mean, but it could show up that way. But tantrums and whininess and aggressive behavior, absolutely. Also, it's going to negatively affect their memory when your kids are sleep deprived, and their mood. So when they have poor memory, they're going to have poor performances on their tests and their schoolwork. So make sure they're well rested. Also, without adequate sleep, moms and dads and teachers, we're going to feel less focused, less motivated, less disciplined to make healthy choices. And we're going to be more scatterbrained, right? More foggy headed. And we're going to be less patient, which means more stressed. And that's no bueno for anybody. When mamas and daddies and teachers are stressed, that's no good for anybody. So get your sleep. Just a little nerdy little factoid here. If y'all didn't know, I'm a nurse, and I kind of like nerdy facts here and there, and studies and things like that. But I'm going to try not to bore you. I really tried not to put a ton of that in tonight's call. But I did want to say that when our bodies release cytokines whenever we are sleeping, these are proteins that are the body's natural defense for fighting infections. So we have to make sure we're getting our sleep. So that means that the less sleep you get, probably the sicker you're going to be. So make sure you're getting that good sleep. Okay, get organized. Make sure that you're organized. Now, this has nothing to do with nutrition, but it does have something to do with immune systems, because whenever you are not organized and you're running out the door and you don't just take 5 or 10 minutes the night before, or get up 5 or 10 minutes early, set your alarm for 5 or 10 minutes early for the kids too. This is going to save time and decrease your stress if you're organized in the mornings, especially. And what does stress do? It increases your cortisol levels, which that's where you're getting your belly fat and all of your stress. So make sure that you're organized. Prep lunches the night before. Lay out the kids' clothes. Lay out your clothes and your uniforms for the kids for their practice and for their games the night before. This will save you stress. It'll keep your cortisol levels hopefully manageable, and everybody's happier and in a better mood. So that's always good. Sign papers and forms the night before. This is something that my daughter used to be not so good at. She would like come at me in the morning when we're all trying to run out the door. Oh, can you sign this form? And I'm like, what did you tell me last night? So ask your kids if they have any forms for the night before. Okay, number 4, limit screen time. Really quick, this should be obvious to a lot of people, but screen time, it is on the rise, you guys. They said that kids that are, I think, between 8 and 18, their average screen time is 7 hours a day. Yeah, that's not good. And it's not just the fact that they have a screen in their face, it's that blue light, which isn't good for all this brain activity going on. No bueno, especially before bed. My kids are not allowed any electronics upstairs, which is where their bedrooms are. Their bodies need to have time to rest. Their brains need to have time to rest and settle down before they go to bed. They'll sleep better too. So if you limit screen time, this is going to help kids connect with others and be more present with the world around them. It's also going to encourage more physical activity, fresh air and sunshine, and just to be out in nature. It's so good for your immune system. Also, when you limit screen time, it can encourage more homework time and reading without so much of a fuss. So for my daughter, if I'm not around, or, we're not paying attention or whatever, I make sure that her tablet, which she needs a tablet for school, but her fun tablet, I make sure that it turns off at a certain time. So it's like an hour and a half before bedtime. So it just reminds her, oh, it's shut off. There's nothing I can do about it. And she puts it down. If she forgets what time it is, or we forget, she puts it down. She knows she's got to do bath and all the fun things. So limit screen time. Okay. Dun, 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 supplements. We're a supplement company, health and wellness. Let's talk really quick about supplements. We've already talked about some, but I wanted to talk about a few others. So one of the things, and kids don't get a lot of greens and vegetables, do they? I know that it can be a struggle. So, but you can mask it with this. This is called greens. Y'all think kombucha, think fermented fruits and vegetables, apple cider vinegar. What else does this have in there? Spirulina. So many good things in here for your immune system. Get your fruits and vegetables. You can put this with some fruit, frozen fruit or fresh, in with your lean protein. Vanilla is probably going to taste the best. I like it in the vanilla. And you can mask it with this. So this is great. I actually like drinking it just with water and ice, just over ice. It's good to me. I like it. You can also mix this with your Slim, your Hydrate, your Active, all kinds of fun stuff. And for those of you who are brand new, don't know what I'm talking about, I'm about to get to you. So greens, super great option for your fermented fruits and vegetables, all kinds of antioxidants, superfoods, all the things are in there. Check it out. X Factor Kids multivitamins. This was not available when my little one was around, but these are, when we started when she was 4, she's 11 now. They did not have these back then. They do now, and they're great. They're just little chewables. They're tart, tropical splash. They're kind of tart. That's okay. There's nothing artificial. There's no junk in here, nothing toxic. There's no sugar. I mean, there's stuff in here is going to be what helps fill the gaps for the poor choices that our kids make sometimes when we're not watching, right? But what my kid took, this is a great probiotic and a multivitamin for kids. So good. And they think it's candy. What my daughter had to take before she had that was X Factor multivitamin, aloe, amazing methylated folate, amazing multivitamin, the best I've ever found. And then a probiotic called Probio 5. And these look different because we have new branding. And I don't have the new branding in X Factor yet. I'm using old stuff up. But the Probio 5, isn't that pretty packaging? This is a great probiotic. And I had her, this is off script, but I had her take these. I would just open up these capsules and I would mix it up in yogurt. You can mix it up in peanut butter, oatmeal, applesauce. Now, I will say that if you let it sit at all, this is the X Factor. They're just little capsules. They both look like this. You can just open them up and these are just plants in here. You're just going to open them up, pour it in whatever your kid will eat, because you don't want to waste any of these supplements. So, but you can put in peanut butter, put it in a smoothie, the lean protein shake, fantastic options. But if you do put the probiotic in dairy, the proteins in the dairy and this can separate. And so you don't want your kid to take a long time to eat whatever it is they're going to eat with this in it. But I would mix this up for my daughter in yogurt or applesauce every single night until they came out with the chewables. So, and she can take supplements now. So this actually helped my daughter. Both of these helped my daughter with her eczema, with her allergies, with her GI issues. She does not have any of those issues anymore. And so this has an antifungal in it, digestive enzymes, 5 amazing probiotics. It's clean, it's effective. And I mixed it with this multivitamin because I knew this was going to be better than anything she could find on the shelf because I tried them. And I was still giving her all kinds of meds and she was still sick all the time. So this is going to boost their immune systems. Mom and dads, this is good for you too, and teachers. But with the X Factor, we actually have a pumped up version of the X Factor called X Factor Plus. So you can do X Factor, X Factor Plus. This has, if you can think about the X Factor Plus multivitamin, then think about the X Factor Plus as X Factor on steroids, but good steroids, healthy steroids. It has so many great polyphenols. It has even more aloe in here, more good stuff. So you have 2 options. Such good stuff. My kids take this, my husband and I take this. Okay, Now, there's something else called Immune Plus. Now, Immune Plus has turkey tail in it. It has amazing superfoods in here, great antioxidants. It has royal agaricus mushroom. It's good stuff. So if you're looking for something to specifically address your immune system, but you're already taking things for your gut, this is a great option, especially during cold and flu season. I will start with one, work your way up to two, but you can actually take two twice a day if you need to. Okay. A couple things, Slim Hunger Control, and then we have Slim Microbiome Activating. This is just the Slim Hunger Control bag. Slim, the main ingredient is chromium, which is great for blood sugar. But you guys, this is great for inflammation. This is great for blood sugar control. This is great for your gut health, your brain fog. This has great for diabetics. Great for people that, especially the hunger control, people that have sugar cravings, and that like to snack a lot, and it's hard for them to have control over their eating habits. This is also going to help you sleep. So is all of this. Why? Because you're balancing your blood sugar, you're addressing inflammation, and you're addressing your gut health. Your gut is where your immune system lives. Your gut is also where your serotonin is made. The majority of it is made. A lot of people think serotonin is made in your brain. It is, but the majority is made in your gut. And serotonin is your body's own natural Prozac. So it's going to help you have feelings of calmness. It's going to help you sleep. It's going to help you stay asleep because your blood sugars are balanced. So really, really good stuff. The last supplement I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to finish up here, so I can keep myself within 30 minutes, but with a couple extra tips. But the Active, so good. Oh, we also have Black Cherry Lime Blossom in the Slim as well, as far as flavors go. But the Active, we have three different flavors. This is the Starfruit Guava, and we have Pineapple Lemongrass, and we also have Peach Mango. So you find out which one you like the best and drink it every day. Drink it twice a day if you need to. Think clean energy here. Think you don't have to drink those toxic, disgusting, expensive monster energy drinks and 5-hour energy drinks. This is all that you need. This is great pre-workout. This is great post-workout. This is great first thing in the morning. This is great mid-afternoon. I wouldn't drink it at night, only because it might give you so much clean energy that you're just going to be wide awake. And you're not going to be jittery. I'm very sensitive to energy drinks. I am not. This was perfect for me. It doesn't upset my stomach. It doesn't make me jittery. And I have clean energy. You can mix the Active and the Slim and the Hydrate and the greens and the lean all together if you want, and do like a 5-in-1. You can drink them all separately. But you have options, you guys. This is great for kids as well. Well, let me just off script. This is great for my son and for kids that have issues with focus and attention. A lot of kids take this and say this is so good, but it's also good for your immune system because it helps with inflammation, and it's great for nitric oxide production. So it's going to give you lots of clean oxygen flowing everywhere, and it's going to help your brain think better, and it's going to help you focus. And it's going to help you to have better memory, hopefully. These are all just things that I see in my kid. Now, are these things that my son takes, did it help him to reach valedictorian, become valedictorian? I don't know. I'm not saying it didn't help, but I don't know if it did. I'm not saying it didn't hurt him. So okay, so that was the supplements. A few more things. Sunlight, you guys. One of the first things I asked my daughter when I pick her up from school is, did you go outside and play for PE? Because if not, she had to stay in the gym or something and have PE. Physical exercise is great. But if she didn't get natural sunlight, at least 15, 20 minutes every day, get natural sunlight is so important for your immune system. We're talking about immune systems here. So get your sunlight, get your kids off the tablets and their phones, limit that screen time so they can go outside and get physical activity and some sunlight. It's going to boost your immune system because the number of white blood cells, these are called lymphocytes, this is increased with sun exposure. Now, of course, you don't want them 8 hours, at the beach. That's a little too much without some kind of shade or some kind of protection. But When they come home from school, if it's nice and sunny outside, get them outside and get some sunshine. So your white blood cells defend the body with these lymphocytes, and it sorry, defends against infection and illness. I'm getting tongue tied. So whenever you hear people's white blood cells that go down, of course, you don't want them out of range either way, but especially when they go down, that's not good, because you don't have those good fighting white blood cells to help fight off infection and illness. So sunlight is so good for that. 10, 15, 20 minutes at least every day. It's going to improve your brain function, actually, some sunlight. It helps induce your cell growth in the hippocampus, which is in your brain. This is the part of the brain that forms and organizes and stores memories. So it's good for your kiddos in class. It's good for vitamin D production, which we all know helps with your immune system. And then, of course, sunlight, it's going to prompt specific areas in your retina, which is in your eye. This is going to actually release serotonin. Remember, we talked about that good mood stabilizer. It's going to also help with anxiety and depression. So get some good sunlight, fresh air, get out in nature. So sunlight can also help to regulate tryptophan, which also supports the production of serotonin. So remember your body's own natural Prozac. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to wrap this up here, mindset. One of the best tips that I have for you about mindset is, well, not the best tip, but one of the good tips is to say out loud, write down, tell the people what you're grateful for. What are you thankful for? Do you have a gratitude journal? Do your kids have these gratitude journals? When you are grateful and have a mindset of gratitude, your immune system is actually going to be stronger. One of the things that I think is fun is to, at dinner time, or if the time that you're getting your family together is at breakfast, go around the table and say 3 things that you're thankful for. And when your body hears you say that, you're having that positive mindset, you're grateful, you're going to be in a better mood, you're encouraging other people to be in a better mood. I mean, you guys, we complain about the dumbest things. We have first world problems. I know some people are really struggling with some things, but sometimes we just aren't grateful for what can seem like the smallest things, like electricity. My electricity was out this morning for like 3 hours, and I was so thankful when it came back on. So mindset, be positive. Also, write down 5 things that you did well today. Have your kids write down, what are 3 things you did well today? If you can go around the table at family time, at family dinner time or breakfast time, whenever it is, go around the table, whatever meal time it is, and tell the person to the right or to their left, tell them 3 things that they're good at. Doesn't that feel good? And just, it helps with your endorphins, and it helps boost your serotonin also. Whenever you feel good about yourself and you feel proud of yourself, that is good for your immune system. Okay, coping skills. Oh my goodness, so many kids nowadays have horrible coping skills. I want my kids to succeed in life, but I also know that struggles are going to come. And when they do come and they don't make the grade on their test that they're hoping for, or someone is mean to them, or someone doesn't wait for them to sit with them at the lunch table, hurts their feelings. These are things that are disappointments. There are big disappointments and there are small disappointments. But either way, it doesn't make us feel good. So how are our kids coping? Do we allow them to practice coping skills at home, so when they're at school, on the ball field, at church, wherever they are, do they have the ability to have positive coping skills? They need to learn to deal and not just avoid disappointment, because disappointment is coming for your kid if they haven't experienced it yet. You as well. So we need to encourage our kids to keep going and not to quit on themselves, on their team, on their teachers, on their class, whatever it is. Having a negative outlook could cause you to be more vulnerable to illness. So have that positive outlook. All right. And something I'll say about community, number 9 for me is community. That's important for kids. Some kids aren't like, I think it's so important for kids to play sports or be in like a band if they like music, or be in like an art club if they like to draw or to paint or something like that. If those things don't interest your kid, find something. And for you guys too, for parents and teachers too, find something that can offer you community, whether it's through your church, whether it's a bunco group or a book club or a Bible study. Find something for you and your children to have that sense of community. There's a lot, I mean, I could go down, there's a ton of things that kids can have to help them with all the benefits of a community. But for sake of time, let's talk about sports. If you can get your child in a sport or some kind of a group activity, we're going to talk about sports. This, because we're talking about immune system, right? So it's going to help maintain a healthy weight and reduce obesity and type 2 diabetes in children if they are constantly in sports or regularly in sports, I'll say. It has a positive effect on heart and lungs. It creates healthy habits that will contribute to children becoming healthy adults. Healthy and active adults. We don't want sedentary lifestyles for children or adults. So let's start them young with these healthy habits. And it helps burn off aggression, anxiety, and stress when we're physically active. Sometimes when I'm stressed, I'll tell my husband, I'm going to get on the elliptical for a minute. Or I'm going to go lift some weights or whatever, because sometimes you just need to burn that off. There's a chemical change, there's a chemical reaction when you do that. So it's important. Plus, I'll say something really quick. If you think that it's okay for your kid to be locked in their room constantly 24/7 after school with just them and electronics, that creates a sense of loneliness that maybe we don't even realize is happening. Your kids may say, oh, I'm fine, but loneliness in elderly people, go visit your elderly friends and your elderly family. Loneliness is not good. It's not good for our immune system. Lonely people, they say, their white blood cells seem more triggered in a way that increases inflammation. If you're sick, if you're ill, you have inflammation. I forgot to tell you about Ease, which has turmeric in it. So good. It's a natural antioxidant, anti-inflammatory product called Ease. Everybody needs to be on Ease. That's just my thing. Especially adults and especially teachers, parents and teachers. Ease is just so good to take every day. And if you have any kind of illness, you may need more. But Ease is so good. Natural turmeric product, so good. But if you have any kind of sickness, you have inflammation in the body. And so we have to address inflammation. If you have cancer, you have inflammation. If you have autoimmune disease, you have inflammation. If you're overweight, you have inflammation. If you're sick, you have inflammation. So inflammation is something that we should not overlook, even in our kiddos. So loneliness can actually contribute to this inflammation. The immune systems of lonely people are working in different ways than people who aren't considered lonely. They have decreased levels of antiviral compounds known as interferons. So you can look that up. So it's super important. Get in the community, get with your people, get your kids active, and if nothing else, get them around some community. It's so important. And the last thing is exercise. Okay, so this is fun. So exercise is, we have to move our bodies. A body that stays in motion, a body in motion stays in motion, right? Isn't that the saying? So it's really important to move your body daily. So you get home from work, you get home from school, you have dinner, you're like, I don't have time to go out to the gym and I have practice and ball games and things like that. If you could just take as a family 15, 20, 30 minutes after dinner and walk as a family down the sidewalk around your neighborhood. If you live out in the country like I do, we just walk around your property for 20, 30 minutes. This is so good, especially after dinner. It helps with your sleep, helps with your immune system. It also helps with digestion, which will help you to be able to sleep better. So walk as a family. If you have a dog or some other kind of pet that likes to be walked, tell your kid, hey, go walk the dog for 20, 30 minutes. It's a win-win for the dog too, for the pet. I don't know that cats like to be walked. I'm thinking they don't, but the dogs for sure, they like to be walked. So take the dog out. It's a win-win. And moms, I'll say moms, I'm sure dads do this too, but I'm a mom, I'm going to relate to moms. So moms, while you're waiting for your kid in the car for an hour or 2 hours to get done with practice, and you're sitting and you're just like, how am I going to exercise? I can't because I'm waiting. Get out and walk around the field while you're waiting on your kid for practice. Get out and do some stretches. Who cares if you look silly? It doesn't matter. It's your immune system. It's your health that you need to be, addressing and be concerned about, not somebody else making fun of you. You know what? You might just encourage the mom next to you sitting in her car, feeling terrible and, like, I'm never having time for myself. Get out and walk together. Get out and stretch together. or listen to a podcast. If nothing, if it's raining or something outside, you can listen to a positive, uplifting podcast. Positive mindset is good for your immune system. Or you can walk for 15 minutes on your lunch break, and then walk 15 minutes when you get home. And you may say 15 minutes isn't long enough. Well, 15 minutes twice a day is 30 minutes, 5 days a week. That's what, 2.5 hours, I think, a week, 2.5 hours of exercise a week that you wouldn't have got if you had sat in your car or sat, on your lunch break an extra 15 minutes. Take what you can while you can, do what you can with what you have. And those compounding effects are going to lead to success. It's going to lead to healthy habits. Your kids are going to see you have these healthy habits. And can I just say one more thing about nutrition? Your kids are, eating all drinking the Mountain Dews, and they're eating the powdered donuts and all the stuff, and you don't know why your kids are sick, and they have bad attitudes, and maybe they're not doing the best in school, and they don't have the greatest sleep habits. If you don't buy the junk, your kids can't eat the junk in your house. So you are the gatekeeper to your kids' nutritional health. Buy the supplements that are appropriate for you and your family, but also make sure that what you're feeding your family and what you're giving them to drink is going to help with their health goals. It's going to help them become healthy adults because they already started those habits in the home. So don't be afraid to pull out some vegetables, to pull out some, whole grains, to change up dinner a little bit, to make healthier choices for your family. I promise you it's going to pay off. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, for hanging in for tonight's Wellness Wednesday, all about immune systems for kids, parents, and teachers. So we want everybody to be healthy this fall, everybody to be healthy all year round. We'll do some other things closer to the holidays and talking about how to stay healthy during the holidays. Lots of things over here, lots of products that will help you to have, help you to resist all the sugar and the carbs and all the cakes and stuff. We're going to talk about that more later, but get started now. So when the holidays come, it's not going to be so hard. So I love you guys. We will see you again next Wednesday for another Wellness Wednesday. Bye.